Hi everyone! Most of you know me already from TikTok as Nikki Renee Tarot. If you are new here though, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for subscribing and for watching this video. This is going to be September's collective reading. So let's see what September has in store for you. Okay, for a lot of us in the collective, we may be working on something, working really hard on something. There may be a skill or a hobby or something that we're trying to master. A lot of us could be beginning our own side hustle or our own business. And we could be starting, still working the 9 to 5, but starting this on the side. Or maybe a lot of us are ready for that next step to start doing it full time. But either way, we are trying really hard to work on a skill. We are working diligently, we are determined, and we are focused, and we're just trying to get that done, okay? We also have the Empress here, as well as the Temperance in reverse and the Nine of Swords. The Empress is a card of abundance. Okay, this is a very abundant card in the tarot. It's also a card of divine feminine energy. It's a card of motherhood and fertility. So again, along with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of us are coming up with these new ideas and we're acting on them. We're taking charge with them and moving forward. For many of us, probably the majority, these ideas might be very creative. The Empress is very creative energy. Okay. So this might be something artistic or something creative. This could be, a painting or like a painting business or an art business. This could be poetry or songwriting or some sort of musical instrument. Many of us might be using our creative skills in things like technology, creating video games or creating content or things like that. The Empress is also a reminder to bond with your mother, the relationship with your mother, and to nurture that. Or if you have your own children, it can be a reminder to bond and nurture that relationship with your own children as well. The Empress is corresponding to springtime. So perhaps there's something significant about either this past spring that you started or perhaps next spring being able to start something. Then we have the Nine of Swords. This is worry. This is guilt. This is negative energy that's keeping us up at night. It could be anxiety and fear, worry, guilt, remorse, regrets. A lot of us could be feeling this towards this project where we're unable to sleep because, there might be risks that are involved here, or there might be something that we're afraid of. This is a big change, especially for many of us that are thinking about leaving our 9 to 5s to begin this as like a full-time business. This can be a time of big changes, and with that comes big anxieties, big worries. Fear that we might regret something later, fear that we might have remorse, but nothing is set in stone. And so we have to kind of release those anxieties and those fears, because we don't want the anxiety or the fear to hold us back from something beautiful. This is a very abundant thing that's being worked on. This is a very good idea, creative idea. And the other message that the Empress brings us is to get out into nature to ground our energy. So if this energy resonates with you, this worry, this anxiety, this fear, there can be a need for you to get out into nature to ground your energy and to just reconnect. Nature always makes me feel better. I know that that is true for a lot of people, so perhaps that might be true for you as well. Then we have the Temperance in reverse. The Temperance card is all about moderation. So when it's in reverse, it can be one extreme or the other. So taking something, um, like overindulging in something or not indulging enough. So however that resonates with you, whatever extreme of the scale that you are in when it comes to balance. Do you feel like you're in alignment? Do you feel like you're doing too much of something or not enough of something? Do you feel like you have too much free time or not enough free time? Do you feel like you have too much on your plate or too little on your plate? And that can go for relationships. If you feel like you're putting in too much energy into the relationship and not getting enough reciprocation, this could be work. If you feel like you're working really hard and being underpaid, this can be anything at all. This can be your own relationship with yourself or with your mental state or your mentality. um, just too much of something or not enough of something. There's an imbalance. It's interesting that we're getting Cancer energy. So whoever this reading is for, Cancer energy could be very significant. So I don't know if there's somebody who is a Cancer that could be watching this video, or that you know that is very close to you that could be involved in whatever this is, or it could just be the meaning of Cancer. It's very interesting that Cancer came out with the Empress because they're both very similar in meaning, where Cancer is water energy, right? It's a water sign. And water is represented by emotions, relationships, nurturing, compassion, empathy, sensitivity, and it's also the mother of the zodiac, right? So Cancers are typically very motherly. They like to cook for you and care for you, and they're going to nurture you, as well as the Empress, which is the mother of the tarot. So I feel like this reading could very much be for mothers. Those of you that are watching this, a majority of you might be mothers, or there could be a significant relationship with a mother figure, or if you, again, are a mother of children, it could be your relationship with them. Or it could even be your own inner child healing and needing to embrace embrace that motherly energy in order to heal your own inner child. Cancer is it's very healing energy as well. And then we have Gemini. Gemini energy is very intelligent energy. It's very, it talks about the poles, right? Like polar opposites, hot and cold. As you can see here, it looks like fire and water, or fire and ice, hot and cold. Which actually also kind of goes hand in hand with the Temperance, because as we talked about, extremes one end of the scale and the other. So I feel like there's a lot of confirmation here with these cards. Okay, so the first card that came out of the Moonology deck is the Cardinal Moon. The Cardinal Moon mentions being bold and making the first move. And as we talked about, there is some sort of project that we're starting here. And with any project, like, there's going to need to be a risk, as we talked about with the Nine of Swords. Letting go of that fear, because the fear is going to hold you back, and then you're never going to know if this idea would be successful or not, because you allowed fear to stop you from moving forward with it. But you're getting the message to be bold and make the first move. So perhaps it's time to act on whatever this is for you. Perhaps it's time to just build up all of the confidence and boldness that you have in you and take that to just take that step. It's kind of like that energy. I remember when I was first starting off with social media, and obviously I could have allowed the fear to hold me back. What are other people going to think? What do I look like? What do I say? What if I stutter? Things like that. And I just had to do it, right? I couldn't think about it because the more that I thought about it, the more I would talk myself out of it because of the fear and the anxiety. So I knew that I just had to do it. And so that's what I did. And I'm so glad that I did because it's grown and grown and grown over the last year. The next card that we have is take time to breathe out, disseminating moon, which is, take action, be bold and make the first move and go after this dream, go after this idea, make this idea a reality. But at the same time, don't overdo it. And again, back to the extremes, right? Back to the poles, one extreme to the other. Don't burn yourself out. Go after this, but don't go after it too much that you're not taking time for yourself to continue your healing journey and to give yourself the self-care and the self-love that you need. Because if you burn yourself out, then what do you have? You have no more energy to continue it. So then your idea is just going to fizzle out. You want to keep it like steady, ongoing. Okay, so again, we have the moth spirit, which is reminding us to surrender now. Again, surrendering and letting go of that fear and letting go of that anxiety and surrendering and saying, you know what, I have this idea. I'm going to take action on it. And then I am going to just leave it up to the universe, and whatever happens, happens. Whatever is meant to be will be. Trust in the great mystery, the whale spirit. Trusting that, again, whatever the universe is going to put out there, whatever I'm going to bring in, it's a great mystery. I'm going to trust in that. I'm going to trust that abundance is flowing to me, prosperity is flowing to me. And in the meantime, I'm going to be putting out the positive energy and the right energy to continue attracting that to me. Trusting in divine detours, okay? Of course, there are going to be bumps in the road. Of course, there are going to be obstacles that get in the way. And that's okay. We've got to trust in those divine detours because nothing is wasted. And everything, every obstacle, every detour, everything that pushes us off of our path is going to be a lesson learned. It's going to be a learning experience. Last messages for this collective for the month of September. September seems like it's going to be a very abundant month, but also a very healing month. Okay, Virgo is very much the energy of healing, but it's also the energy of making things happen. And it's an earth sign, which means that it's very slow flowing. It's very stable and secure, but it's going to be long term and slow build. And it's going to be a transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. You can overcome any obstacle, okay? Divine detours, obstacles, you're going to overcome them, and they're going to bring in lessons that you would have needed to learn. And you won't know that. You don't know what you don't know. Transformation. This is going to be a beautiful transformation as far as your healing journey goes, as well as this idea budding into something beautiful and continuing to grow and grow and grow and transform to become that beautiful, abundant energy that the Empress brings us. Amazing. Let's look at the numbers that we have here and the symbols that we have. We have the number 3. We have 39 here. We have 6 and 6. We have 4, 3, 3, 3. Venus. We have the planet Venus coming through. Beautiful energy. That's what I have for you. I hope that helps. Thanks for being here. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one.